Okay, shall we start?
Yes.
Right. So we have been talking about dismissal. Okay, resignation is different, dismissal is different. Okay, resignation is where you leave, the employee leaves the firm, giving a letter to the employer saying that he is planning to leave the firm because due to these reasons. Whereas dismissal is when an employer sends an employee to home, that is called dismissal. So we have studied about wrongful dismissal, unfair dismissal, and then we're going to study about the third type of dismissal, that is called dismissal is justified. So now I'm sure that you all know what is dismissal. Dismissal is the employer sending the employee home is called dismissal. Okay, so the last type of dismissal that I'm going to study for the day is called the dismissal is justified. Right, so under dismissal is justified, so what is the meaning? So dismissal is justified means dismissing the employee is okay, dismissing the employee is not wrong, so that is called dismissal is justified. So there are instances or there are examples where the dismissal will be justified or the dismissal is okay, I can send my employee home. So we'll see what it is. Okay, selection for dismissal is fair according to requirement of the Employment Rights Act. So Employment Rights Act is a legislation. Okay, so we studied about different types of legislations last week. Legislations are law. So under the Employment Rights Act, if there is anything that comes under the Employment Rights Act, and if you dismiss an employee based on the Employment Rights Act, it is fair. Dismissing an employee is fair, dismissing an employee is justified. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss. Clear.
Right.
Yes,
Legal
Miss.
barriers. Okay, legal. So when can dismissal be justified? When there's a legal barrier. Example, loss of a driving license. For an example, we'll say that you are a person, I do this Uber and you are working under me. Okay, so you're a driver. So what is the main thing for you to drive? So a main thing for a person to drive is a license. Now we'll say that Dulakshani has lost her license. Can she drive anymore? No, she can't drive anymore. So in that case, can I keep her in my organization and give her a job to do? No. In that case, I can dismiss Dulakshani. Dismissal is fair for Dulakshani. Is that clear? Legal barriers. So under legally, I can't operate. So if I employ Dulakshani without a driving license, that will be illegal. Clear, because without a driving license, you all can't drive a vehicle. So if I am giving you that opportunity, if I'm asking you to do that, I am breaking the legal country's law, so that is bad. So if it is hindering, if it is affecting the laws of the country, then I can dismiss you. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, next one is incapability, that is ill health, lack of qualifications, etc. So now we'll say that there's a job that you all have to do, so you're incapable. Incapable means what? You are not able to do that job. Why aren't you able to do that job? Because you are not feeling well or you don't have enough qualifications. So if you all have anything as such, okay, for an example, we'll say that you're suffering from a very long term disease. Okay, so you have some heart problem or whatever where you can't come to work. So in that case, can I dismiss you? Yes, because you can't come to the work and do, because you have some very bad disease for you where you can't. Now we'll say that you have corona. Can I ask you to come to work and do the work? No. So in such cases, in the extreme cases, we can think of what to do and all those stuff. And also we'll say that you don't have enough qualifications. I want you to have a degree, but you're saying that I'm going to get a degree, I'm going to take a degree, I'm going to take a degree. I've given you all 3 years to do that, but even it's been the fifth year, you still do not have a degree. So in that case, what I can do is I can say you don't have enough qualifications, so you're not suitable for my job, so please leave the job. So when I do that, the dismissal is fair or the dismissal is justified. Is that clear?
Yeah,
Yes, Miss.
Miss.
Clear.
Great. Okay, so the next one is misconduct. Minimum disciplinary procedures followed. Misconduct means your behavior is not acceptable inside the organization. The way you behave is not acceptable in the organization. So even in schools, have you all been caught due to misconduct? They will dismiss students also due to this misconduct, and also they will put them out for some time, 2 week, 3 week. Do you all know? Have you all been dismissed in a school due to misconduct? Parimala? Parmala, have you been
Miss?
punished? Have you been punished due to misconduct?
No.
No. So, but in an organization, misconduct is something similar. So, we'll say minimum disciplinary. You don't have enough discipline in an organization. So, the organization starts at 8:30, whereas you're coming to work at 11 o'clock every day. So, that is not okay. So, that is called misconduct. So, if that continues, what I can do is, I will be able to dismiss you. So, not only that, there are a lot of stuffs. Okay, not treating, men treating women in a bad way, inappropriate way. There are a lot of stuff. Okay, so if all this happens, you can dismiss the person. Clear?
Yes,
Right.
Miss.
Yes,
Right.
miss.
So the next one is other substantial reasons. Employee marries a competitor. So other reasons can be like, now we'll say my company is KFC. We'll say ABC is my company and XYZ is my competitor. We both are competing in the same market. So ABC's owner is me and XYZ there is another man who is the owner. So what happens is one of my female employee from ABC Limited is going to marry the owner of the XYZ company. So in that case, can I keep her in my organization? I can't assure, no. Maybe she will, support her husband. So she will transfer all the information from my company to his company. So in that case, I can't keep her in my organization. So in that case, I can dismiss her. In that case, if I dismiss her, it is not unfair to dismiss that person. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss.
Yes. So that is called when dismissal is justified. Now, dismissal procedures. Can I copy this down?
Done, Miss.
Okay. So, Dulakshani done?
No, miss.
Okay, can you quickly copy it? Okay, Dulakshani done?
Okay, Miss, done.
Okay. So dismissal procedure. For anything, there is a process. Just like that, for dismissal also, there is a procedure that we have to follow in an organization. Okay, standards of performance needs to be set and clearly communicated. So when I give you all a job, when I ask you all to perform a job, I need to clearly tell you all the standards for that job. Okay, for each job we'll have particular standards. Okay, the way it should be done. Okay, so coming to work at 9 o'clock, leaving at 6 o'clock, so this is how the work should be done. These are the steps you have to follow. So have to clearly tell you all what is expected from your have to clearly tell you what is expected from your job. Okay, so only then you will be able to achieve, okay, or you'll be able to satisfy me, or you'll be able to do your jobs properly or meet the standards for that particular job. If you all don't know what the standards are, will you all be able to meet that standards? No. So if you all are not going to meet the standards, then I'm going to dismiss you all. Clear? So before I do anything as such, I have to tell you all what is expected from the job and what are the relevant standards that is required for you all to achieve. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss.
Right. Warnings must be given for performance gaps. Okay, so we'll say now I have given the standards, I have everything given. So what happens is I have to give you warnings. Now we'll say Padmala is not performing well. So I have like once, okay, now I have given few standards for Parimala, and these are the stuff she has to do, and these are the job roles and everything. And what happens is she is not doing it. So what happens is, can I dismiss her just like that? No, I can't do that. I have to warn her. Okay, first of all, I have to say, Parimala, you're not doing well, so please do it properly. So first warning, second warning I have to do, and after that also, if she's not doing her job, then I can dismiss her. Okay, once if she's not doing properly, can I dismiss her? No, that is bad. Okay, so the next, yes, Parimala,
Yeah, Miss.
do you have any doubts?
No, no.
Okay, fine. So the next one is give the responsible reasonable time for improvement. So now I'm warning Parimala. So can I expect her to improve the next day itself? Can I expect her to correct the mistake the next day itself? I can't, because she's a human being. So what happens is I have to give her enough time for her to correct her mistakes, and afterwards I have to see if she is performing well. So given a reasonable time for improvement, I have to make sure that I have give her enough time for her to improve. Even if she's not improving in that period of time, then I can dismiss her. Right? Right.
Right,
Apply
Miss.
apply disciplinary procedures according to the legally acceptable methods. So according to legally acceptable method, you have to carry out some procedures, like disciplinary procedures. Do like without dismissing at once, you can say disciplinary warnings and things like that has can be given. Okay, implement fair and transparent procedures. Everything that you have to do in an organization, it has to be fair and transparent. So we'll say there's Parimala and Dulakshani. We'll say that I do not like Dulakshani, so just because she made one mistake, I'm giving her one warning and I'm asking to leave her the company. Whereas for Parimala, what I'm doing is she's been doing wrong for 6 months. I'm not even thinking about dismissing her. So what I'm doing is, am I treating both my employees fairly? No. So I'm treating them unfairly. So when I do these dismissal procedures, everything has to be fair and transparent. Transparent means everybody has to see. So when everybody can see what is happening in an organization, will people do mistakes? Will I do mistakes? Will I treat people fairly? Will I treat people unfairly? No. When I know that nobody is looking at me, only then I will try to treat people unfairly, and I won't do stuff properly. So transparency is very, very, very important in an organization. You have to treat everybody transparently. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yeah,
Miss.
Miss.
Yes. So evaluating all decisions before dismissing an employee, you can dismiss it just like that. You have to evaluate your decision. You have to like see, okay, so this is the decision I'm going to make. How will this affect me in the future? So if I do these decisions, what are the advantages? If I don't do this decision, what are the advantages? So I have to properly, you have to. I will analyze the decision that I'm going to make. After that only, I will dismiss a person. Is that clear?
Yes.
Right. Can I copy this?
Mm.
If you are done, let me know, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Miss.
Done?
Okay, done, Miss.
Parimala, are we done from your end?
Yes, miss. I said yes.
Okay, so employment tribunals. What is employment tribunals? I have already discussed employment tribunals with you all. So employment tribunals is a court where you go and complain. Okay, if anything goes wrong in an organization, you can go and place your complaints in this employment tribunal. Okay, so we'll see what it is. Employment tribunals, independent judicial bodies which arbitrate in employment matters, including unfair dismissal, employment protection, and claims in relation to sexual, racial discrimination, and equal pay. So it is a judicial body. It is like a court systems which arbitrate means mediate. It's a middleman. Okay, so middleman when it comes to employment matters, when all the employment related, all the office related matters are taken here. Okay, unfair dismissals, employment protection, if you feel that you're not being protected in the organization, so sexual or racial discrimination, other types of, when they break other types of laws, you all can go and place a complaint in this employment tribunals council or employment tribunals court. Is that clear? This is the middleman which will talk between you and the employer. Between employee and the employer, the middleman is the employment tribunals. They will try to solve the dispute or the conflict, the problem that is there between the employee and the employer. Is that clear?
Yeah, miss.
Yeah, Miss.
Right.
Clear.
So, the Employment Tribunal Act 1996. So, when it comes to an Employment Tribunal Act, you can find a legally qualified employee chairperson. So, this is what the Employment Tribunal is composed of. What Employment Tribunal is made of. Okay, there is one legally qualified employee chairperson, an employer representative, and a representative. So, these three people together will only make the Employment Tribunal. Okay.
Okay.
Right, so there has to be a representative, an employer representative, someone from the employer side, and a legally qualified employee chairperson. So employee qualified chairperson, employer representative, and a representative will be there.
Okay.
Who is Tanya Jasunathan? Who is Tanya? Tanya, do you all know Parimalandu Lakshani? Tanya,
Can remember, miss, but can't remember the face.
so she's from this
She's
class,
a
is
Miss,
it?
no,
ah,
I'm not from the class. I'm hosting the meeting.
Oh, so okay, right. So did you all copy this down?
my book is over.
Stick
Yeah,
piece of
Miss. My
paper.
book is over. One page is.
Okay, fine. Right. Power of tribunals. Can you all copy this down? We are going to finish.
Miss, we didn't copy that one, the employment. You changed that one. Or this one.
Okay. Okay, done. Parimal and Dulakshani, done.
No.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. Power of tribunals. So now we'll study about the power. Okay, what are the powers the tribunal council can have? Okay, so power to order the disclosures and inspections of documents or demand information relevant to the claim. So when a problem comes to the court, the tribunals have the power to get to start inspection. What is inspection? Sarane, that. Okay, so they can start inspection and they can ask for you all to submit documents and relevant information where you can support your complaint or your problem. Okay, so all they are asking for evidences. Is that clear? So they have the power to ask for evidences for that particular claim or the particular problem that you all have made. Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
Set timescales for compliance with information requests. So and also this is actually, sorry, this is actually just like a normal code where they can set timelines also for compliance with information. So they will ask within next week time you should submit all your relevant evidence documents or whatever you all have with you. So they will give you the time period. So within that time period you will have to submit everything that you all have. Clear? So you all can't take forever. You all can't take your own time. So within that particular time you all have to submit everything. So that particular time is decided by the tribunals council. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
Miss. Clear.
so make legally binding decisions and orders. So once everything is done, they can, the decisions that they make are legal, so you have to follow it. Clear? So once so after everything is done, so if they give a decision you have to follow because it is the legal order. Is that clear? Padimal and Lakshani, clear?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes, Miss.
Tribunal procedure, can you all copy this down?
No space.
Take a piece of paper and copy. This is the last thing that you all copy for the day. After that,
Thank you so much.
this is the last thing for the day. Copy.
Can't see the letters, miss.
By the.
Miss, second paragraph, can you read? I can't see that
Application will be
one.
sent to both respondents in the case and the tribunal under registered post. Application will be sent to both respondent in the case and the tribunal under registered post. Okay, I'll read one by one. So when I explain you all better write it down. Is that clear? Parimala, can you see?
Miss, little. If I can't see only that can.
Okay, if you can't, just let me know the things that you can't see. Dulakshani, can you see?
Yeah, Missy.
Mm. Once you're done, let me know. Are we done?
Done, Miss.
Okay, so a tribunal procedure, this is how it will get started. Okay, the case is started with presenting the application by the employee. So how will the case start? By the application. Who will provide the application? The employee will give an application to the tribunal's counsel. Okay, so that is step one. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss. Clear.
Okay, so the second step is application will be sent to both respondent in the case and the tribunal under registered post. So what happens is the application will be sent to both the respondents. Okay, so we'll say the employee and the employer. So they will send the application to both people, like like a call from the court. A legal call from the court they will send under registered post. So tribunal counsel will send a post to both people, the employee and the employer, under registered post. Is that clear?
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
Miss.
So the third step is the case will go through mediation and negotiation. So then the two parties will come and those two parties will negotiate. Okay, and there will be mediation also. Okay, so yes, what was I saying? The case go through mediations or negotiations, right? Right. So the next one is do a preliminary hearing of the case. Consider the merits of the case. Preliminary means basic. Okay, you all have to do basic stuff regarding the case. Basic call for the case. Consider the merits of the case. Consider the merits of the case means consider all the advantages and disadvantages. It's like a basic hearing. Basic hearing means a basic initial step. Okay, initial step step to solve this problem. The first, there are a lot of there are a lot of times a person has to come to court, no? So this is the first hearing, sort of. Is that clear? Preliminary hearing means first hearing of a case. Have you heard first hearing, second hearing? Girls, have you all heard about first hearing, second hearing?
Hmm. Yes.
Undam, what do they say in Tamil? I don't really remember. Third, undam, I don't know, right? So
I think.
right? So other party provides further or better particulars of facts relevant to the claim. So once they call both the parties to the court for hearing means critical. Okay, to listen to the problems, they will ask both parties to come to the court. Okay, so what happens is during this time, both parties will provide facts. Clear? So they will provide reasons why there is a problem. So they will tell all the problems that they have. Understood? Right. The next one is to the full hearing of the case. Both parties represent witness and the next and documents. So in the next part, what happens is there will be a full hearing. It's not the first hearing. There will be full hearing. Full hearing means where both parties and where both the employee and the employer will be there in the court, and there will be documents, witnesses. It's like the final thing that happens in the court in the movies. Finally, there will be a hearing. After a lot of things, finally there will be a thing. So that is this. Okay, there will be full hearing. So at this time, all documents, witnesses, everything will be placed in the court. So all the witnesses are heard, read out, and cross-examined by other sides as well as questioned by the tribunal. So if there is any witness means what? Kan paata akal yara chirunanga. So they will also come. So they will also come and they will tell witness for the case. And if there's any question that the lawyers, like in the movies, have seen, the lawyers will come and I object your lord. So things like that. Okay, so everything will be, questions will be heard, and things will be done. Is that clear?
Yeah.
If the employee is successful, further discuss with the compensation or other form of relief. So we'll say the employee is successful. So we'll say the employer is at fault. So the employee is winning the case. So what happens is the compensation. Compensation means what? In our, I don't know to say in Tamil. So compensation means giving a sum of money to compensate for the loss. நீங்க போன லாஸ்க்கு எல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு சல்லியோ whatever you will get. So that is the compensation. Clear? Do you all understand what compensation is? Parimala and Dulakshani?
Yeah, miss.
Dulakshani? Dulakshani?
I think she went to do exercise or something.
Yeah, miss.
Okay, fine. So compensation means they are trying to give something and help you. For an example, now we'll say that they dismissed you unfairly. So what happens is they will give you an amount compensating you, compensating the problems. They will give you an amount to compensate. Is that clear? Something like a solution, but not exactly a solution. உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஏதாச்சும் கொடுத்து உங்களுக்கு okay பண்றது. That is called compensation. Is that clear?
Yeah, miss.
Right. So next one is counseling. Can't see it. No, I'll read it. Okay. It is a purposeful relationship which one person helps another to help himself. So counseling. Have you heard about counseling before? Have you heard
Yes.
the word counseling before? Yes. If you go to the
Yes.
psychiatrist and all this, what they do is they'll give you counseling. Counseling means they will talk to you. So you can talk to them and they will talk to you back. So we'll say that you have a problem or anything as such. So they will talk to you and they will somehow try to counsel you. So people with depression, people who have the suicidal thoughts, all these stuffs needs counseling. Is that clear?
Yeah, miss.
Right. The need for workplace counseling can arise during appraisal. So in an organization also, counseling is important. So there will be a lot of problems in the organization. So due to this counseling, when these counselings are there, the employees can go and talk. The employees can go and tell what they feel. So when you say what you feel, you will feel much better. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So now these are situations where the employee might need counseling during the appraisal. So appraisal, you know what appraisal is. So when they are doing this appraisal, sometimes appraisal will be according to the way you want. Sometimes you won't get what you looked from the appraisal. So at that time, counseling can be useful. They'll be like, okay, no problem. Next time you can perform better. So things like that would be said in this counseling. In grievance or disciplinary situations, now we'll say there's some problem, or like there's your discipline is not good and all those stuff. I can't scold you. There'll be a counseling session. Yes, Parimala.
No, it will stick.
Okay, right.
Just
Hmm?
it's not.
Okay, so in grievance or disciplinary situations, so if there's a problem or any disciplinary situations, they will give you counseling. Okay, so we'll say that there's something that you have to correct in your daily activities, so then counseling can be given. Following change such as promotion or relocation, so we'll say that that I'm going to give you a promotion, I'm going to relocate you, I'm going to send you to a different place in the organization or things like that. For that also counseling can be helpful. On redundancy or dismissal, so when I'm planning to dismiss you or I'm planning to redundant you, all those stuffs, what happens is I can still give you counseling is just like talking, so talking and making you feel better. So at times of difficult situations in an organization, the organization will provide counseling. Is that clear? As a result
Yeah.
of personal or domestic difficulties, personal and domestic difficulties means we'll say that you have personal problems. So in that case also the organization can give you counseling. So if you have personal problems, if you have a lot of problems in your life, you can't concentrate in your work. So what happens is counseling can be given to reduce your personal problems. So once your personal problems are reduced, you can concentrate more on your office work. Is that clear? In case of sexual harassment or violence at work, so if you have been harassed in an organization, if you are not treated well in an organization, in such situation also we can counseling can be provided. Is that clear?
Yeah, miss.
Okay, so next one is retirement. So have you heard about retirement before?
Miss.
Have you heard about retirement before?
Yeah.
Yes. Retirement is the withdrawals from one position, occupation, or from one's active working life. It is of two types. So, from working life, we are stepping out. That is called what? Retirement. After a particular age, you say that, okay, fine. After this, I'm going to come out of my work. So, that is called what? Retirement. Is that clear? There's a particular age for retirement. Maybe in Sri Lanka, I'm not exactly sure, but it has to be like around 60, 65. It differs according to country to country. So the age limit will differ. The retirement age will be different from country to country. In certain countries, the age limit for it, there's no retirement age limit. So things like that. You can work until you die. Things like that. So there are two types of retirement, that is called flexible retirement and fixed retirement. Okay, so basically this is the thing that you need to know about retirement. There are two types of retirement, only flexible and fixed retirement. And retirement is getting out of your work after a particular age, after particular time of service. You say, okay, fine, I am done. So cricket retirement, have you seen cricket is retiring? So something like that. So something, it is something similar to that. Is that clear?
Yeah, miss.
Okay, so next is redundancy. Redundancy is when you dismiss an employee because you no longer need anyone to do their job. This might be because, okay, so redundancy is something that is very, very, very bad. Okay, so have you all seen where 50 employees were cut off from an organization? 150 employees lost their jobs in from ABC company. Have you all heard news like that? In movies, they'll show 150 employees lost their job, 50 employees lost their job, 500 employees lost their job in a day. Have you all seen those stuff? Parmala?
Time, yeah. Not yet.
Okay, so that is called redundancy. Redundancy means now we'll say they're closing something of your organization. So we'll say before you had IT department, marketing department, HR department, and things like that. Now you no longer need an IT department, so they are shutting down the IT department. So if they're shutting down the IT department, do you need employees in IT department?
No.
No. So all the employees will be sent home. That is called redundancy. Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
That job is no longer there in that organization. So if that job is no longer there in that organization, will do I need you all in the job? No. So then
No.
you all be redundant. Clear? So redundancy will occur because because when the business is changing what it does. So for an example, we'll say all this time I was doing clothing business and now I'm going to change into this food business. So will I need all the clothing employees to do the food business? Will I need all the clothing employees to carry out my restaurant business? No, because clothing knowledge is different, food knowledge is different. So the employees that I will need will also be different. So in that case, what happens is I'll send all the clothing employees home. So that is being redundant. Is that clear? Doing things
Yes,
in a
Miss.
different
Clear.
way. For example, using new machinery. For an example, we'll say I am bringing a new machinery and there's no need for. Okay, switch it on. Both of you all, no problem.
It's cold there.
Sorry?
Cold there, miss.
Right, fine. Uh, this is the last class now, so we'll try to finish it off early. Concentrate, okay? Dulakshani?
Okay, Miss.
Okay. Okay. Doing things in different way. For an example, using new machinery. So now all these days, I was having 150 employees in my organization, and now I'm taking a new machine. Okay. So this machine, excuse me. So this machine can do a job of 50 employees. So will I need 50 employees anymore in my organization? So will I need 50 employees in my organization?
No.
No. So what happens to the employees? I will take them off my organization so that the employees will be redundant. So due to new machinery, employees have lost their job. So that is called what? Redundancy. Changing location or closing down. So for an example, we'll say I was working in Sri Lanka. So no more I'll be working in Sri Lanka. I'm going to change my location. I'm going to change it to China or Japan. So in that case, will the Sri Lankan employees have their job? No. In that case, the employees in Sri Lanka will be redundant. They will have no job. Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
For a
Yes,
redundancy to be
Miss. Clear.
genuine, you must demonstrate the employee's job will no longer exist. So the redundancy to be actually be 100% genuine, you have to show that that this job in my organization will say that there's a particular job. This job is no more there. So if that job is no more there, will I need the employee anymore? No. So in that case, I can follow this redundancy. If not, I can't. So I can, if something like that happens, if I say Parimala, she's being my assistant if she's in the IT department, what I'm doing is I'm taking her out of the firm and saying that you are being redundant, but that job is still there in the organization. In that case, can she go and file a complaint against me under the Tribunals Council?
No.
Can or can't? I'm telling the question again. Listen to me properly. So Parimala is working in the IT department. I am dismissing Parimala. I'm following a redundancy procedure for Parimala, but that job title that Parimala did is still there in my organization. So in that case, in that case, can Parimala go and file a complaint against me saying that you purposefully dismissed me from the organization
Yeah.
under this
Can.
redundancy?
Can.
Yes. So because why? That job is there, but Parimala is not there. But under redundancy, what happens is that job is also not there. So Parimala will also be not there. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss. Clear.
That is called redundancy. Understood?
Yes.
So now do you all understand the difference between resignation, dismissal, and redundancy?
Yes.
I'll tell you all. Resignation is where the employee leaves the organization. Dismissal is where the employer asks the employee to leave the organization. Where redundancy is due to a situation where when that job is no more, we don't need that person also to do that job. Is that clear?
Yes. Yes,
Is
Yes,
that
miss.
clear?
Miss. Clear.
Redundancy, dismissal, and what is the other one? Resignation, right? So employee rights under this redundancy. Employee have certain rights and may entitled to redundancy pay if they are made redundant. So I'm telling you all, Parimala is going to be redundant from today. So what happens is, when under this redundancy, she will get an amount, because it is all of a sudden, and it was like nobody's mistake. So it was not the organization's fault as well as Parimala's fault. So it was not Parimala's fault. So what happens is, she will get a redundancy pay. So she will get an amount where until she searches the next job, that amount will be enough for her to look after herself. Is that clear?
Yes.
All the employees under notice of redundancy have the right to. So I'll tell you, okay, the Lakshani, Paramala, you all are going to be redundant in the next 2 months. You all have the right to have reasonable time off to look for a new job or arrange training. So when I tell you, when I inform you that you all are going to get redundant in the next 2 weeks, you have the right to search for other jobs. Is that clear? Because you know that you're going to lose your job, you're going to get redundant in the organization, so you have the right to choose another job. The organization will itself will give you some time to search for another job. Okay, not be unfairly selected for redundancy, and you can't also be unfairly be selected for redundancy. Just because I don't like you, can I make you redundant? No, I have to. It has to be due to a fair reason. If I'm planning to make 50 people out of 25 employee, 50, out of 50 employee, I'm planning to redundant 25 employees. So these 25 employees, can I pick based on people who I like and who I don't like? I can't do that way. Okay, I have to select in a most fair way. Is that clear? Is that clear, girls?
Yes.
Parimala and
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
Lakshani?
yes,
Yes,
miss.
miss.
Clear.
Okay, so the next one is alternative employment. Employers must try to find suitable alternative employment within the organization for employees if they have made redundant. So let me assume that I am redundant. I am going to take Parimala out of my organization. So what happens is, instead of asking her to go home, she's working in the IT department. No, so I can put her in the marketing department or HR department or something like that. So the organization can try that also when under this redundancy thing. Okay, employees can try out an alternative role for 4 weeks, one or more if agreed in writing, without giving up their right to redundancy pay. So what happens is, instead of giving you all a redundancy pay, I can give you all another job. Is that clear? I can give you all another role in that particular job. So what happens is, so for 4 weeks, you can work and see if you are, I can see, I can train you, like I can see if you are doing well in that job. If you are not doing that well in that job, then I can send you all home. Is that clear?
Yes, miss, clear.
Are you sure, girls?
Yeah.
If you all have any doubts, please ask me. Right. So the last bit is called redeployment. Okay, these are provisions regarding redeployment under the Fair Work Act, which covers an entitlement to a redundancy pay under the National Employment Standard. An eligible employee who is successfully redeployed within an organization is not entitled to redundancy pay if the employee's previous position becomes redundant. So what happens is, redeployment means, now I am doing a redundancy work on Parimala and Durakshani. I'm asking them, their positions are being redundant. The jobs are no more there in an organization. But what I'm doing is, I'm not sending them out of the firm. I am putting them from their department to some other department. So that is called what? Redemployment. Is that clear? I'm redundanting them, and I'm not giving them a redundancy pay. Instead, I'm giving them another job in the organization. That is called redemployment. I'm employing them again. Is that clear?
Yes, miss, clear.
So this will come under the National Employment Standard. Okay, so this comes under the provisions regarding redemployment under the Fair Work Act, which cover an entitlement to redundancy pay under the National Employment Standard. Okay, redemployment can be broadly defined as transfer of an employee to another job within the same organization or an associated entity. So redemployment is like transferring an employee. Is that clear? In the same organization, they'll get transferred into different departments instead of being redundant. Is that clear?
Yes, miss, clear.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Employee rights and procedures under redundancy and procedures to treat employee as fairly as possible. So under this redundancy we had to try to treat employee as fairly as possible, as much fairly as possible. Is that clear? Just because I like someone, I can't, out of 50%, if I'm going to redundant 25 people, those 25 people have to be selected based on not biasness, okay, not because I like them or not because I do not like them. They should not be selected based on that. It has to be selected fairly to reduce hardship as much as possible. So during this redundancy the employees will undergo a lot of difficult times. We'll say that you are the only person working in an organization and you're being redundant. So what happens is, who will look after your family? Nobody. So there are a lot of problems under this redundancy procedure, so we have to be mindful. We have to take all those stuffs into mind, and we have to try to reduce the difficulties the employees will go due to this redundancy. To protect management ability to run business effectively, no matter what happens, these factors should not affect the business. Is that clear?
Yeah, Miss.
What is redemployment, Paramala?
Means or can I
Yes.
எம்ப்ளாயீஸ் ஆட்களை நம்மளோட வேலை செய்யற ஆட்களை ஃபேர்லியா ட்ரீட் பண்றது.
Redemployment?
Yeah.
No. Redemployment is once you what is redundancy? Tell me that. Tell me what is redundancy.
Employee between employee and
So I'll tell you all once again. Okay, redundancy is when you have no longer that job. So for an example, there was this IT. Give a minute.
மிஸ் அவங்கள ஒர்க்ல இருந்து லீவ் பண்றதா?
Yes, redundancy is, there was a position in the organization, but that position is no more there. So on the department எங்களுக்கு தேவையில்லை. So that department itself is
பணி
not there. Yes, exactly. So that is called what? Redundancy. So that whole thing is not there. So there was a IT department in ABC Limited. There's no more IT department in ABC Limited. So all the employees in the IT department will be sent home. So that is called redundancy. So when I send them home, I can't send them home just like that. I have to give them money. So that is called redundancy pay, because they have families. Until they find a new job, I have to give them an amount. So that is called redundancy pay. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss, clear.
So redemployment, instead of sending them home, the IT employees, what I will do is I will give them a job in other departments in the same organization. So IT department employees, I can give them work in marketing department, HR department, finance department. I'll put them in different departments instead of sending them home. That is called what? Redemployment. Is that clear? Giving jobs to redundant staff in the organization. Is that clear? So I'm making you all redundant, but I'm not sending you all home. I'm giving you all another job in the same organization. Clear?
Yes, Miss, clear.
Now clear, Parimala?
Yeah, Miss.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Miss.
Okay. So I'll discuss the assignment with you all so that you all can do it. Okay. So according to the, can you all see the thing?
Can't
Can you
see
all
the
see the
assignment.
assignment? Now can you all see?
Yeah.
Can you all see task 4? Employee exit procedures and governing laws. I explained 4.3 to you all last week. I'm going to explain 4.1 and 4.2. Okay, according to two different organizations that you selected in task 2, where you have selected research and present your findings on exit procedures available for the employees and evaluate level of effectiveness on these procedures. So you'll have selected two organizations know above. So one was from a manufacturing organization, and another other one was from a BPO company. So you all have selected two organizations. Out of these two organizations, what you all should do is you all have to find out how the exit procedure works in these two organizations. How in company A exit procedure is there, and how in company B the exit procedure works. And then you all have to talk about its effectiveness. Company A, we all have to see, okay, these are the steps they are following. So what are the steps they are not following? You have to talk about those, and you all have to say if their exit procedure is effective or not. So if it is not effective, give them recommendations, tell them these stuffs, they can improve when under these areas. So then the company B. So under company B, so see what how are they following the exit procedure. See if they are following the exit procedure I mean, first of all, so if they're following, tell what are the steps they're following, and tell the steps that they're missing out from the exit procedure, and give them some recommendations. Okay, so all these stuffs can be given. So do you all know what is the exit procedure? Do you all remember what is exit procedure? Girls, do you all remember the exit procedure? Girls, are you all there?
Yeah, miss.
Yes. So here, so these are the procedures. When you leave the firm, what all the stuff from resignation, what happens? So from the beginning, what will happen when they are leaving the firm? Is that clear? Conducting a exit interview, giving them legal requirements, trying to give them counsel and asking them to stay in the organization. All those stuffs should be given. Is that clear? Dulakshani, are you there?
Yes, miss, clear.
Okay. Parimala has come back. Parimala, did you understand? Parimala,
Yeah, miss.
did you understand what to do in task 4.1?
Miss, my connected went wrong. Can you explain it again? I just
Right.
left and came.
Right. Under task 4.1, you have to select two organizations. You all know what type of organizations to select. No, one has to be a manufacturing one, and another one has to be a knowledge-based organization, that is a BPO or something like that. Right. So once you select these two organizations, you should compare the exit procedure, how they're handling the exit procedure, how they're handling the resignation in an organization, what are the steps they're doing. So take organization A, organization B, and tell the steps that they're following under the exit procedure and the exit procedure steps that these people are following, and then compare, tell which organization is better than what. And under organization A, you all can say these are the steps they are not following, these are the recommendations that they can make. So company B, that these are the steps they're not following, so these are the stuff they are doing good, so these are the recommendations you all can make. You all can say like that. Is that clear? So now we'll say company B is not following an exit interview, so you all can suggest company B, they're only getting the resignation and they're sending the employees home, where they're not following an exit interview. So in future they can follow an exit interview, because exit interview has these advantages. Is that clear?
Yes,
Lakshani and
miss,
Parimala.
clear. Clear, miss.
Parimala,
Yeah, miss.
so you can say, right? So the next one is analyze and present your findings on what are the reasons for employees to leave the organization, and in your discussion provide how to avoid or reduce the rate of employee turnover in an organization. This is an easy question. So tell me the reasons why an employees leave an organization. What are the reasons? There can be personal reasons as well as organizational, professional reasons. So under professional reasons, explain like around 5 points. Under personal reason, explain another 5 points. and then tell them personal reasons can be because they are not they're getting married, or they are moving abroad, or they have kids, things like that. Professional reasons can be they don't like their manager, or the culture in the organization is not good, the salary is not good, things like that. Okay, so you have to tell why the employee will leave an organization, and after you have to tell how to reduce employee turnover. What is employee turnover? The number of employees leaving the organization is called the employee turnover. So you have to plan how to reduce employee turnover. How can you reduce employee turnover? By fulfilling the employees needs and wants, by giving them good trainings, by giving them correct salaries, by improving the relationship with the managers, things like that. Understood? You have to explain it in detail. Is that clear?
Yeah,
Yes,
miss.
miss. Clear.
Parimala and Dulakshani?
Yes,
Clear,
miss.
miss.
Right. So HRM is done with today. Do you all have any doubts in whole?
Day after you want to take classes, no, miss.
No.
No doubt there.
Right. So was today's lectures clear? Were you all happy with the redundancy and redemployment and the employment tribunal stuff?
Yes, miss. Happy. Happy and understood.
Okay, I trust you all. So if you all have any doubts, please do ask me now. The Lakshan, do you have any doubts?
No, miss. No doubts.
Have you all started working on your assignments?
Yeah, miss. Currently doing. Miss.
Miss?
Miss, what happened, miss? Miss இல்லையா?
இல்ல போல காணோம்.
What did you do, Dulakshani?
What?
Miss, what did you do? என்ன பண்ணீங்க மிஸ் போறதுக்கு? லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்னு சொன்னாங்க தானே?
நீ கடைக்கு போயிட்டான்.
லீவ் பண்ணிட்டாங்களா?
இல்ல இருக்குறாங்க. ஓ, லீவ் பண்றாங்க.
செக் பண்ணீங்களா பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ்ல? ஐயோ இல்ல.
இல்ல அவங்க போயிட்டாங்க.
அப்ப நானும் போறேன். யார் தானியா அவங்க இருக்காங்க தானே?
ஓ, அவங்க இருக்குறாங்க.
அக்கா தானியா we are leaving. கூப்பிடுங்க அவங்க துலக்ஷானி.
காணோம். சரி பாய்.
Okay.
Bye bye. Be safe.
Bye.